Hello and welcome. In the world of modern hospitality, our greatest asset has always been and will always be our people. But what if technology could actually help us support them better? Today, we're going to dive into a powerful new way of thinking about leadership, one where artificial intelligence doesn't replace human connection, but actually makes it stronger.
So let's start with a really fundamental question for any leader in our industry. Can you actually see your team's invisible stress? In our fast-paced world, with all the constant demands from guests and from management, the real well-being of our colleagues, well, it's often hidden just below the surface.
And this reality, it creates a pretty significant challenge for today's leaders. It's something we can call the manager's blind spot.
Think about it. The very structure of hotel operations, you've got different shifts, remote team members, departments spread all across these huge properties. All of this can build invisible walls. This kind of environment naturally creates a disconnection between a manager and the day-to-day emotional state of their team.
And this leads to a really serious real-world consequence. A busy manager might completely miss those subtle but absolutely crucial signs of burnout in an employee. And these are the small signals that, if we catch them early, can prevent much bigger problems down the road.
So, if disconnection is the problem, how do we bridge that gap? Especially without adding even more to a manager's already full plate. Well, this brings us to a really fascinating solution, using AI as a coach for empathy.
Let's take a look at an example, a tool called Kona. It's an AI coach that's built on a behavioral science concept called nudge theory. Now, instead of just giving direct orders, this theory uses really subtle prompts to encourage positive behaviors. The whole goal here is to gently guide managers toward more empathetic actions that ultimately improve their team's well-being.
And it's so important to think of this not as just another piece of HR software, but as a personal, confidential coach. It integrates right into the communication tools your team is already using, like Slack or Microsoft Teams, so it becomes a really seamless part of the daily workflow.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually function day to day? Let's break down how this nudge really works.
It's a simple but really powerful three-step process. First, the tool takes a daily emotional pulse with a simple question. Second, its AI analyzes those responses over time to spot any patterns. And third, if it detects a negative trend, it sends a private, just-in-time coaching tip directly and only to the manager.
So, a nudge might look something like this. You see, it's not an alarm bell or some kind of performance report. It's a gentle, supportive suggestion. It gives the manager timely insight, which allows them to start a conversation from a place of genuine care and awareness.
And this is the most crucial point. The goal of the technology isn't to manage people. The goal is to turn data into a catalyst for a real, meaningful human connection.
This is where the roles become crystal clear. The AI, it handles the data analysis, the pattern recognition, but the essential human element, acting on that insight, asking questions, offering support, and building trust, that stays entirely with the manager. Technology provides the cue, but leadership delivers the connection.
And this focus on well-being has a tangible impact on the business. Data shows that when hotels use these data-driven strategies to support their people, they can see significant revenue improvement. We're talking between 15 and 25%. It's simple, really. A supported team is a high-performing team.
And of course, that high performance translates directly to the guest experience. A culture of proactive support can increase guest satisfaction scores by over 30%. At the end of the day, happy and supported teams are the ones who create those truly memorable guest experiences.
So, what does this all mean for the bigger picture? This isn't just about a single tool. This is about a fundamental shift in how we view the future of leadership in our industry.
The key outcomes here are profound. This approach actively builds a manager's emotional intelligence. It's like a muscle. It shifts HR from being reactive to being proactive, preventing burnout before it even takes hold. And most importantly, it uses technology to make sure the human always remains at the very center of human resources, creating a culture where your people can truly thrive.
And this is exactly why understanding these emerging tools is so critical. Developing these future-ready skills and the right leadership mindset is absolutely essential for guiding the next generation of hospitality, and it's right at the core of what we focus on here at Europe Hotel School. So I'll leave you with this to reflect on. The tools are here, the need is clear, and the potential is enormous. The only question that remains is, how will you upgrade your leadership to meet the future? Thank you for joining me.